Okay, Zain. The last session was for literacy one, and the last rule that it's a writing rule that relate to relevance and purpose. Let's see the question that you solved it right and the question that you solved it wrong. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. For number five, the first one, Zain, your answer was D, but the answer is A. Let's find why it's A, Zain. He said, at this point, the writer wants to show the extent of his patience. So we want a sentence to show the patience of the writer while he caught fish. Given that all of the choices are true, which one best accomplishes that goal? It's fine. So now I want a sentence that show patience while he is catching fish or while he was fishing. The first one, as you can see in the sentence here, it said sometimes my sisters and I would sit together and wait for hours on end. Yes, this is gonna be a kind of patient to sit hours. Okay, she entered right now.
Yeah.
Hi Malak, good morning.
Good morning, mister.
How's everything?
Good.
I know that it's Friday and you like to sleep, but Zain used actually to getting up. The right, Zain?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, Malak. Malak, actually, that is the last session of the basic course with Zain. So you enter in the last session. What will happen later, inshallah, is going to be a kind of revision for all the skills, but through solving real test. Okay?
Okay.
So just pay attention because now I'm revising the homework of Zain of last time. This rule is called relevance and purpose. I know from Ms. Izzat that you passed, uh, um, I think, through a basic course with one of the teacher. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, may you give me a brief introduction? What did you do with him or with her?
We finished the English conventions.
Okay.
Um,
Do you remember the rules in the English convention?
we took the conjunctions and transitions
Uh-huh.
and the tricky verbs.
Okay.
And what else?
Did you take something called relevance and purpose? Because this is the one that we revised it right now.
I think yes.
Okay. So you take one of the question look like that. Okay. What about reading? Tell me, what did you do in reading?
And reading?
Hmm.
Maybe I don't think
You don't pass
I
through
can't.
read.
No. I can't remember the names,
Okay, you do remember. Okay.
the title.
So, okay, Malak. Actually, while we are revising, as I told you, maybe today or tomorrow, but I think today we are gonna just revise the things relate to literacy one. Okay, I'm gonna start with literacy one as a real test, and we're gonna revise all the rules that will come in that test. Next session is gonna be a kind of revision for all literacy two, according also to a real test. Okay,
Okay.
okay, Malak.
Okay.
Okay, Zain, it's better to sit in a place that no
Yes,
one of
yes,
you
okay.
remembers.
Yes, yes, okay.
Okay.
Now 1 second.
Okay. Okay. I know Malak until then just change his setting. I know that you are you were in the international section from KG. Yes?
Yes, that's right.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So we're not gonna speak any Arabic words, Malak, okay?
Okay.
Yes, Mr. I'm back.
Okay. So again, this kind of question is related to a rule called relevance and purpose. How I know this question when I saw it in a real test. This test or this question has only two forms. Whether he's gonna give you a kind of this one, like at this point, the writer wants to show the extent of his patience, then he's gonna tell you that all the answers are right and you want to support that goal, or he's gonna give you a kind of sentence that you want to add it or delete it. And you're gonna have couple of questions, a couple of answers with yes or with no. With yes or with no. Okay. Zain actually got this question wrong in his homework. I'm sorry, Zain, just to say that like that. It's not kind of
Okay.
humiliation.
It's okay.
So let's read it together to find how we can find the answer for this question. I do prefer, as I told you, in the test, in the real test, when you are entering, to solve the question that can be solved in less time. What are those questions? Any question relate to convention, relate to grammar, pure grammar. This is not pure grammar. This is writing right now. The relevance and purpose relate to writing. So it will take at least, even from a teacher, 1 minute. So kindly, that kind of question, if you come across it in the test, leave it till the end. So here he said at this point, the writers want to show the extent of his patience. He wants to show that he is patient while he caught a fish. Given that all of the choices are true, all the choices that I have now true, which one best accomplish this goal? Which one is relevant to patients? So let's read the sentence that had the part that you want to change. He said, sometimes my sisters and I would sit together and wait for hours on end. Yes, if you're waiting while you are doing something for hours, this will show patience. Thank you. Let's look at B. While we chatted about books we had read. Okay, if you are chatting while for the books or chatting in any subject, is this show patience? No, no, you are wasting your time. Nothing show patience here. I'm sorry, guys, just let me answer this quote.
Yes, yes.
Salima, from outside, you're gonna find someone, okay? Bring the stuff. Okay, I'm so sorry. So the second one, they are actually wasting their time. It doesn't show patience. In C, until one of us felt a tug. Okay, with the patience here. A tug means the fish catch now the bait. For a while, for a while means 1 minute, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So it doesn't show patience. See, so the one that show patience, that they wait for hours. Clear then?
Yes, clear.
Malak, clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Let's go to number 6 to find what did Zain did in number 6. Zain got 6 right. Actually, Malak, when we have something in the homework is right, I just skip it to go to more than one question, okay?
Okay.
So Zain solved this right. He said it, see? This is the kind of question that he told you delete or add a sentence and you have to decide yes or no first. Then after that, you have to find the purpose.
Okay.
Number 7, he got it wrong. Okay, what of the question for this shape? He said at this point, the writer is considering adding the following information. Now I have to look at this part and decide that it's related or not. Okay, how I'm gonna know it's related or not? You're gonna read a sentence before and a sentence after, a sentence before and sentence after. Is it the only thing that I'm gonna do? No. You have also to find the key words in the sentence that need to be added. If you find that there is a kind of share and this share is important, no repetition, no redundancy, no repetition, no redundancy. So in that case, you're going to say yes. If you find that is repeated information before or after, or a kind of redundancy, so kindly you're going to say no. Then after that, you're going to decide. If you said yes, yes, why? That's the purpose. If you said no, you're going to know why. Okay, what are the key words here? For what would become a delicious meal back at the house. So that means that part relate that there is something in the previous sentence talk about that they catch a fish that is gonna be delicious meal. Let's find. Actually, Zain made that 1D. You made that 1D, Zain. That it's actually no. Okay, you're gonna figure out why. We let the smaller ones go. The smaller fish go, but collected the bigger ones. So when you collect the bigger ones, they're gonna be delicious meal at the house. Let's continue. My parents enjoyed crabbing from the dock using old chicken bones with crab left on them as the bait. Okay, do you know the crab? Caboria. So I think it's related. I think now it's related because here he mentioned that he will let the smaller ones go and collect the bigger ones. So I'm gonna go directly that it's yes, not no, Zain. It's yes. So like that, I'm gonna cancel these. Now let's find out which one will be the purpose. Yes, because it expresses how hungry the narrator was after a long day fishing. He didn't talk that he was hungry. Yes, because it explains why the bigger fish were kept instead of let go. Yes, because it will be a delicious meal. Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Clear, Malak?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Number 8, unfortunately, also Zain got it wrong. It's the same one like 7, yes or no? He said, at this point, the writer is considering adding the following sentence. Again, where's number 8? Number 8, take care of that. Is the conclusion. When I'm teaching the learners in the university, this 10 years ago, I start telling them when they are writing an essay that whatever you start is whatever you end. Again, whatever you start is whatever you end. What does it mean? Like when you have a thesis or topic sentence, kindly rephrase it in the conclusion. I understand your point of view now, Dr. Tamer. So now you are telling that I'm going to look at the introduction. I'm going to look at the introduction and I'm going to say something that relate to the conclusion, like a rephrasing for the introduction to be in the conclusion. Not only this, and also relate to the sentence before it. Okay, let's find now the sentence before it and then the introduction. The introduction that show that he was patient, waiting for the fish for hours. And this what come before. So let's find out. He said here, also we need to find the key point. He said they also did a lot. They also did a lot of other things for their own amusement. So they do other things to relieve themselves because they were what? They were patient for hours. Okay. Now let's find this also. If we ever got drowsy, waiting for the next bite, they would sneak up behind us with a crab in hand, kaburiya, and scare us awake, whom the parents. Okay, is that related to the introduction? Actually, Zain solved this A. He said yes. Is this related to the introduction and related to the sentence before? He said we do a lot of other things for
I
their own
think no.
amusement. No, perfect. No, because here, who did? The parents. Who did? The parents. And here he shows what? He showed that they were patient waiting for that kind of fish. So it's no. It's not related. So now let's find the purpose. No, because it distracts. Because it distracts from the focus of the paragraph by introducing a loosely related detail. Yes, it's not related to the paragraph. It's something away from it. But we have to look at D. No, because it suggests that the narrator didn't have any fun, which is not true. We didn't say that they don't have any fun, because actually, even if you are catching fish and you are patient, you're going to have fun. So this also is not related. So the answer is C. Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Malak, clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Number 9, also Zain got it wrong. The same style of the question. But here he doesn't want to add. Here he wants to delete. He said the writer is considering deleting the underlined portion, I'm sorry. Okay, where the underline, number 9, this one. You want to delete that one. Yes or no? Again, relate to what come before and what come after. What come before and what come after. And also we're going to look at the keywords that we have it here. In here, then he said B. Here he said B, Zayn. Okay,
Yes.
let's find this, the part before. Then the part after. I thought for sure I had caught a good size fish, but instead it was a. Okay, there is now a kind of contradiction between the first part and the part that come after. So we need something here that to show something contradict that this is not a good size fish. Okay, after. He said creature that failed and twisted, flapping its tail of a body akin in the what? Okay, what the part here? He said long, muscular, snake-like. Okay, wait. Are you gonna delete it? No, because he said that he thought that he catch or he caught a good sized fish, but unfortunately he found it is a snake. Then now he give us what this kind of creature that flailed, I'm sorry, and twisted, flapping its tail of a body akin to what? Yes, I'm not gonna delete it. I'm not gonna delete it. So Zayn, number 9 is not gonna be yes. It's gonna be no. I'm not gonna delete it because it's related. Now let's find the purpose. What the purpose? No, because it reinforces the contrast using but between what the narrator expected and his actual catch. They're right. They're right. He thought that he caught a big fish, but he caught a snake. No, because it indicates the type of fish the narrator typically caught. He didn't. He didn't catch a fish. He caught a snake. So the answer is C. Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Clear, Malak?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Number 10 is right for Zain. Also the same kind of question. Number 11 is wrong, Zain. He said here with the same style, but instead of yes and no, he said kept or delete. He said the writer is considering deleting the underlined sentence. Should the sentence be kept or delete? Number 11 is here. Again, it must be related to what come before and what come after. Again, I'm going to repeat. This kind of question will take more than 1 minute or 1 minute at most. Kindly, when you mean this kind of question, try to skip it till the end. Try to skip it in literacy 1 that relate to grammar. Okay. So I'm going to take this sentence and this sentence, and we're going to find that the underlined one, is it related or not? Too disgusted to touch it, the snake. I trapped the eel. It was not a snake, it's an eel. And they know the eel that looks like a snake. Under my foot. Okay, after. Once it looked dead, the eel. We brought it to my grandmother, who had us leave it in a bucket for her gardener. Okay, let's find now here. Meanwhile, my sister was reeling in a large catch of her own. Wait. Large catch. And the sentence before and after talking about the eel, the snake-like creature. So is this related? Zayn said A, kept. How kept Zayn? He now moved from description of the eel to something related to his sister. So I think Zayn is not gonna be related. So it's not A, it's not B. Let's find which one is going to be the right answer now. From deleted to find the purpose. He said here deleted because it should be placed earlier in the passage. No, no, no. It's not related. Actually, this is a general answer. Deleted because it detracts from the paragraphs. Focus on the eel. Yes. Before and after he took the eel. He talked about the eel. Why now you mention his sister? So the answer is D. Clear then?
Yes, clear.
Clear, Malak?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Number 12 is the first kind of question that I told you that it come in two forms. And Zain answered it right. Number 13 in this passage. He said at this point, the writer is considering adding the following information, adding a comma after kill. Okay, he will add a comma here. So it's related to what come before, what come after. Let's find. I'm going to read it. Actually, then make it A. Apparently, eels are hard to kill. Okay, he talk about eels. We all had a good laugh about it. About the eel? Okay, let's find now the keywords here. A fact I could have looked up in a book. I'm sorry. What here the relation? What the fact here that eels are hard to kill? And I think when we are reading in the previous questions, we said that he caught it under his feet until it was killed. And what did bring the book here? So it's not going to be related. So I'm not going to say that it will be added. So opposite against using. So let's find which one now is going to be actually accepted. No, because it fails to specify which book. I'm not talking about the book. I'm talking about an event that happened while they are catching fish. No, because it weakens the focus of the passage with a loosely related detail. Yes, it's not related. It's something that will distract the passage. Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Malak?
Clear.
Okay. We didn't finish. There was another exercise.
Other two exercises.
Yes. Okay. The same, we are talking, Malak, about the same topic, relevance and purpose. But we give more questions in the basic just to be used to that kind of question.
Okay.
Okay, number 4. He said, number 4, Zain said A. It's the first kind of question related to relevance and purpose. He said, at this point, the writer wants to further emphasize the catastrophic impact of the Black Death, الطاعون والعوذ بالله, that called in English plague. So now there is a goal. There is a goal. He wants to emphasize the catastrophic impact of the Black Death. Which choice best accomplishes this goal? Okay. So I have to read it carefully. I do want to relate it to what or before or after. This is not. I need only a goal to emphasize the catastrophic impact of the Black Death. Then in that question, he said A. He said the answer is A. Okay, let's find why A is not accepted. It likely originated in the dry plains of Central Asia. I'm sorry? Where here the impact? Where is the catastrophic impact here? He just talked about the originator of that kind of disease. No. Let's look at B. Symptoms included acute fever and the vomiting of blood with death approaching 2 to 7 days later. He talked about the symptoms here, but I need the impact, the effect of that kind of Black Death. Everyone lived in fears. Family members lost their loved ones. And even whole villages were wiped out. Yes, it showed the catastrophic impact of that kind of disease. Like what happened in COVID-19. Many people died. Many people lost their lovers. It showed the catastrophic impact. So I'm going to go with C. Only I want to achieve the goal. D. Because doctors at the time could not explain the cause, people turn to religion and fanaticism. I'm not talking about what did they do. I'm talking about the impact, the effect of the Black Death. So the answer is C. Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Malak?
Yes.
Okay. Number 5 was right for Zain. The same style. Number 6 was right for Zain. Number 7 was right for Zain. Number 8 was right for Zain. Don't forget that kind of rule has two kind of questions. One has a goal, the other one yes or no, or kept or delete. Number 9 was wrong. Okay, let's find. Here he said at this point, the writer is considering adding the following information without putting their livelihood at risk. Okay, sentence before and sentence after to find is related or not. Here he said, as a result, the peasant, the farmers, now have the ability to leave the lords they worked for. Take care, we're talking about plague, the Black Death. So now, the peasant now had the ability to leave the lord they worked for. After he said what? There were many other lords eager to find new workers to replace the dead ones. Okay, here he said, without putting their livelihood at risk. Okay. Then actually in this kind of question, he said that the answer is A. I said it's related. It's related, but find the answer for Zain. Yes, because it offers an example of the daily struggle faced by peasants. He didn't talk about the daily struggles. He said only without putting their livelihoods at risk because of this Black Death. No. Yes, because at first it's no. I'm gonna delete it. No, because it's related. Yes, because it makes explicit why peasants. Why were previously tied to their lords. Yes, because actually they just put their lives in the hands of their lords, but now they're not gonna put any kind of risk. Yes, so the answer is B. Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Malak?
Yes, clear.
Number 10 is right for Zain. That has a goal. He answered right. Let's go to the last exercise, I think. Yes. Okay. From number 5, Zain got it right. Also one that has a goal. Number 6, he got it right. I think the one that has goal, Zain, you didn't get any mistake in.
Yes.
The one that is related or not is the one that you
Yes,
got. Yeah.
the capture deleted.
Yeah. 7 also right. Let's come to 8. قريت عليك يا زين. Given that all of the choices are true, which one most clearly provide? The goal is what? A reason for the prior statement in the sentence. So I need a reason in number 8 that related to the prior sentence. Not this part of the sentence. The prior sentence is this one. And also I'm going to read this one with. Zain in number 8, he made it C. He made it C. Let's find which one is the right answer. He said that this why one harvest can last up to 6 weeks. Again, this is why one harvest can last up to 6 weeks, because we didn't read most of the question, so we don't know what kind of harvest. Okay, let's continue. Farmers get up by 5 in the morning every day. Let's find the answer for Zain. To sound of rooster crow. No. No. Because it talk about the harvest. It talk about the harvest. It's not related. And even I think B is not related. To brush their teeth. What the relation here? No. and no. Okay, now we have between A and D. Take care. This is why one harvest can last up to 6 weeks. So because of that, farmers get up 5 in the morning every day. So to avoid the May Day heat, yes, yes, if they're gonna spend 6 weeks and they're gonna get up 5 in the morning, that means they want to avoid the May Day heat. To find breakfast waiting for them, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the harvest because they're gonna work in the middle of the sunny days. So the answer is A. Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Malak?
Yes, clear.
So the last one was right. Okay. So what we're gonna do right now, I'm gonna send now a real test. Malak, may you send me a message on my WhatsApp number?
Okay.
Do you know my number?
Maybe no.
Okay, let me just send it for you on the chat box. Did you find it? I
I'm
sent
gonna
it.
I'm gonna write it 1 minute.
Okay, I'm waiting. Just tell me. I'm gonna send for Zain the test that we're gonna start in until you send me a message.
Okay.
I'm Malik. Okay, I got it, Malik. Okay, I think I sent to the group Zain the test, and I sent for Malik also privately. Clear?
Yes, I did find it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just give you, I know that I give a kind of clear instruction for Zain for that kind of basics, but let me talk again to remind you that in literacy one, this is the first part of EST that you're going to enter in. This part has 44 questions. 44 questions. Let me write all this information that to return to it again when you are just revising. 44 questions. This literacy one that relate to both sides, grammar and writing. But most of the questions are going to be grammar questions. Because of that, I told you, you can solve this first, then you come across the other writing question. How many passages do we have? We have 4 passages. That means for each passage, we have 11 questions. So 11 times 4 is going to be 44 questions. Okay. Are the questions related to each other? No, because the skills that we study them together, Zain, they are more than 20 skills. For grammar and writing, that we call it literacy 1. So they are not related. So it's not like the reading part. It's not like literacy 2. The questions are away from each other, except that you're going to relate to what come before and what come after. And sometimes it's going to give you a goal, both of you, to just look at the introduction or the conclusion, and sometimes it's going to ask you to read the paragraph. Okay, what else, Dr. Tamer? Don't forget that this kind of test, it must last only 35 minutes. That means the question must be solved in half a minute. Half a minute, not more than that. Not more than that. You can try it actually. Divide the number of time over the number of the question. You're going to find it that you have to solve it in less than a minute, not half a minute, because it actually has a kind of many digits. But I put a half a minute to solve the question. Okay, Dr. Tamer, what you're going to do with us right now? We have to be trained to solve in a fast way, but not only solving, because I want right answer. Let me tell you something. Does it mean that if you got 30 question right out of 44, that you're gonna get a mark that is bad? No. 30 question right mean that your mark is between 290 and 330 according to the raw score out of 400. So 30 doesn't mean 300. 30 can be from 290 to 330 out of 400. Out of 400. That means that you solve 30 question out of 44. So it's better for me to solve the easiest question first, to get the high number of correction, to get in the raw score a mark that is so good. So you can arrive to 360 and 70 and even 400 with an easy way. That means if you got 42 question right out of 44, that means you're going to get 400 out of 400. This is according to the raw score. And the difference from one test to another. Sometimes can be 39 question right, 400 out of 400. So again, I'm talking about that how can I achieve the highest mark with smartness. With smartness. Okay. So what you're going to do with this right now, as I told you, I have 4 passages. The first passage, because I told you in the first test, I'm gonna solve by skill. So the first passage, I'm gonna solve one by one with you. One by one with you to give you what is the rule here. You start looking at number one and write the answer in the chat box, please.
No problem.
I got the answer from Malak. Did you solve this before, Malak?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay, and Zain. Did you solve this before, Zain, also?
No.
Okay. So all of you, or both of you, I'm sorry, got this right answer. But what is the skill? I got it right. But what is the skill? The skill here is called word choice. This is the skill. It's called word choice. It's not vocab. It's not vocab. Why is not vocab? Because vocab is a skill in literacy 2, in reading. Word choice is a skill in literacy 1, in grammar writing. I don't get it. Yeah, what's the difference? Word choice is vocab for us. No. Word choice in literacy 1 depends completely on the tone of the word. Also, it has a kind of relation to vocabulary, but mainly I'm dealing here, and they know that. I'm dealing to choose the word that is not exaggerated, is not long, is formal. There in literacy too, no, sometimes it's related to the context. Okay? So
Yes,
let me
okay.
read. Then I'm gonna look at the words. At first, I'm gonna look at the words. Improved. It's a positive connotation word, and it's formal. Occurred. It's a neutral one because it can be negative or positive. Helped is a positive one. Witnessed. It's a neutral because I can witness things that they are positive or negative. Okay. Now, let me look here. Take care. All of them, they don't have any kind of exaggeration till now. All of them are formal. But I want something that relate. I have two positive and two neutral. Okay, the sentence is here. He said it will do so if it's similar to the pandemics of the past. I'm sorry, there's not the sentence related. It's from here. Plagues, the Black Death, and viral contagions have regularly the course of human civilization. Okay, I don't have negative word to say that it will make negative things for civilization. And actually, when I use the word civilization, immediately I think about positive. Whenever I have a word called civilization, I look at positive. So I'm not going to take the neutral. I'm sorry, the neutral. I'm going to look now at both positive, whether it's improved or helped. Improved civilization or helped civilization. No one helps civilization because civilization is the process of improvements. Yes, so it's improved. Improved. Okay, perfect, both of you. Well, let me write the analysis here. The first one, both of you got it right. Okay, let's go to the second one. Write the answer in the chat box. In the choices, there is a mistake, okay? I know that you are perplexed right now. If I did this, that was the first test that released by the EST committee. And on that time, I think it was an Egyptian frame. And I think they used the supervisor in the Ministry of Education. And some of them, not all of them, are not qualified to make tests. So they made a lot of mistakes in the first six tests. But after that, they start to be improved. I think the headquarter, it changed to be in England. So because of that, they start use native speaker. So even when we come across the test together, you're gonna find that test number 7 is completely different from test number 1. So in that one, there is a mistake in the choices. I'm not gonna say it. I want you to think about what are the people or the students in that time did. You're gonna get the nearest. If you find something like that, you're gonna get the nearest part. No, if you were with those people, actually, it's gonna be a problem. You spend more than 30 seconds. Okay. Zain said C. Malak said B or C. Okay, let's find. Number one, I have to decide what this rule is. What this rule is. This rule is called relative clause. What is the relative clause? You know that the clause, because you are now, mashallah, you are in higher level in English. So sentences for public people is different from us, because we know that the sentence must consist of a clause. And we have two kind of clauses: dependent and independent. What's the difference between them? Both of them must contain subject and verb. Regular one. Subject and verb. Subject and verb. Unfortunately, the independent has a meaning, so it can stand alone. I'm taking a lesson. She is eating. Yesterday, I went to school. All of these have subject, have verb, and meaning. The dependent has subject and verb, but no meaning. So they can't stand alone. They can't stand alone. And we have a remarkable issue for them, that those kind of clauses, they must start with one of these, whether a subordinate conjunction or a relative pronoun. What are these? What are the subject coordinate conjunction and what are the relative pronoun? Subordinate conjunction like if, why, when, where, although, because, and you know them. If you add them to a sentence like yesterday I went to school. If I add because yesterday I went to school, I'm gonna ask myself, so what happened? There is something missing. So because now, or if yesterday I went to school, you're gonna wait for me to complete the sentence. So like that, it doesn't have a meaning because it can't stand alone. Okay, this for the subordinate conjunction. What are the relative pronoun that relate to here? The relative pronoun are kind of pronouns, are kind of pronouns that make the clause dependent, and they must be related to what come before. These kind of pronoun include who, which, whom, whose, and that. Dr. Tamer, why you put these together and you put that alone? I'm gonna tell you. Take care. I'm now explaining like you are in the basics, like what happened with them before. These can be preceded by, take care, if they are full, like they have subject and verb after. These can be preceded by a comma or not. And that depends if they are essential or not essential. If they are essential or not essential. If they are essential, no comma. If they are not essential, you put a comma. طب how I know? Malak and Zain, inshallah, after 10 years, they're gonna be physician, or they're gonna be dentist, or they're gonna be engineer, whatever in your mind. And one time you decided with your team that you're gonna sit together, or you are both, inshallah, gonna be physician, and you're working in the same hospital. And you saw me, Zaid saw me one day outside. Then take care of that situation. Then he told Malak that I saw Dr. Tamer, who taught us. Wait now. I need now to know who taught us is essential or not essential. How am I gonna know?
Essential.
How am I gonna know? If it's only in your own lives, Dr. Tamer is one, Dr. Tamer is one, so this is not essential because you know who is Dr. Tamer. So I saw Dr. Tamer, done. Malak will interpret that he's the one that taught her EST. But what do you think if you have Dr. Tamer that taught you EST, and Dr. Tamer that he is a professor in the medical university? So like that, when Zain comes and starts saying, I saw Dr. Tamer, it's essential to mention who taught us EST. So like that, if it's essential, you're not going to put a comma. If it's not essential, you're going to put a comma. And you know the difference. What about that? That will never be preceded by any punctuation. No punctuation will come before that. Because of that, I put it alone. Wait, teacher, but there are exceptions? Yes. And in kind of that exception, you're gonna find that the clause that has that, if it come before it a comma, it must come after the comma. It must. So it must be between two commas, not only one comma. Like who, which, whom, whose. But all the time, that will not preceded by a comma. Will never preceded by a comma, except in some cases. Okay, teacher. Better think. You explain all the lesson about relative clause. But now the problem that we have verb forms in the tense. Not only verb forms. I have verb forms. I have verb forms and relative pronouns that they are different from each other. Like here he said who. Here he said who. Here he said whose. Here he said who. What's the difference between who and whose? Who relate to people and come after it directly a verb. Come after it directly a verb. No noun come after who. So I'm not gonna say who teaches us. What that? You are not studying English? Who's your teacher? We said who teaches us. Who after the verb immediately. Thank you. What about whose? No, whose will come after it a noun. Whose bag is this? Whose bag is this? Whose car is this? and it asks about ownership. So now I have to decide. It's who or who's first. How I'm gonna know? Look before it to find out. Yes. Okay. Here he said, things are never the same after pandemic as they were before. Huh? Said Dr. Lion Fox. A man. People. So here he said, uh, he's the one that we're talking about. So we're not talking about something that he owns. So thank you. It's not C at all. Unfortunately, it's not C at all. Because we are talking mainly about Dr. Liam Fox, and we didn't bring after who's a noun. We bring a verb. So thank you. Now let's come to the verb forms. Now I have A, B, or D. If you find the first one, who is studied? Wait. Is studied is passive. He studied, not is studied. We can say biology is studied, English is studied, chemistry is studied, but Dr. Liam studied. Uh, so if this is who studied, it can be accepted. Unfortunately, he put is. I don't know why. Who is studying? Yes, it can be. But this is present continuous. Who is study? What this? This is not English. This is not English at all. How who is study? This is not English at all. So now I have to decide. Is it present continuous or it's past? I know that is studied is wrong. So most of the people actually go to this one. But unfortunately, when we read it, it said things are never the same after a pandemic as they were before Dr. Liam Fox. Okay. This outbreak for a forthcoming book. So he's not studying at now. He's not studying now or at the moment. He studied. Studied. So the best answer is A, but to delete is from it. That's the only mistake that happened. Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Clear, Malak?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Let's go to number 3. Waiting for your answer. I got the answer from Zain. I got the answer from Malik. Okay. Zain said B. Malik said C. What is the skill here? The skill here is verb forms. Verb forms. Take care. Now we cover 3 skills. Word choice, relative clause, verb forms. And all of them are grammar, except the first one, writing. Here, I need to look at the tenses. Why you said that it's verb form? Because the same word with different tenses. Okay. Has occurred. It's a present perfect in the singular form because has. Occurred. It's past. It can be singular or plural. Had occurred. It's past perfect. It can be singular or plural. Has been occurring. It's present perfect continuous in the singular form. Number one, because I have A and D are gonna be applicable only for singular subject, I have to look, is the subject singular or not first, to keep it or delete it. Yes, he said pandemic, singular, so it can be. So now all of them can be, because occurred for past for singular and plural, had occurred also for singular and plural. So all of them can be. Now, how are you going to know the answer now? Look at the tenses. Look at the keywords in the sentence that will tell you exactly what the form of the verb in that sentence. He said the earliest pandemic during the Peloponnesian War in 430 BC. It's something in the past. Something in the past. So I'm going to delete the present. Okay. Now, is it past? Is it past or past perfect? Take care. Past perfect will come in a clause that has two parts. Again, past perfect will not come alone. It must come in a sentence that has two clauses. One dependent and the other independent. One happened before the other. One happened before the others. Like, before I slept, I had washed my face. So what happened first? I washed my face. So because of that, I said I had washed my face. What happened last? I slept. Okay? So here we don't have two clauses. We have only one malak. So better to say occurred. Clear, malak?
Okay.
Take care, malak. It can happen that we're gonna take had occurred, but if it's only the only one past. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So your thing got it right, malak got it wrong. Okay. Number 4, I'm sorry. Start solving it. Also grammar. I'm now revising all the skills. We cover 3 different skills. Now we are in the 4th one, also different. I got the answer from Malak. And Zain. Okay. Both of you, mashallah, got it right. But what this rule is, what this skill is punctuation. How you know it's punctuation? Because they are the same words. The only difference is the boundaries or the punctuation marks. Okay, you have to analyze it to know that you are right or wrong. Let's look at the sentence. He said the cause of plague is, okay, I have now subject, cause. I have verb is. So that means this is independent clause that has subject and verb and it has meaning. Okay, forget about this part. I'm going to look at the highlighted. And it is, again, another subject and another verb. Again, it's another subject, another verb. Mean that it's independent. Wait, teacher. If we have two independent clauses come after each other, how can we connect them together? You have to use one of these 3 ways. You put comma, fanboys. And fanboys is an acronym. Stands for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, or semicolon, or full stop. Okay, I have here and. So and must be preceded by a comma. Which one here has a comma? This not. This full stop? No, we can't. Because if it full stop, and it's going to be capitalized. Here nothing, we can't because they are two independent clauses. Here a comma. Thank you. With an easy way. Okay. This punctuation. Let's go to number 5 and the writing question. A new skill. Write the answer. As I told you, writing question take more than 1 minute. Huh? Do you believe me? So because of that, when you have a question like that, you have to skip it till the end, not to waste your time. Malak wrote the answer. But I do want you, Malak, actually to suspect between two answers. You have just to determine one of them. Okay. Malak, in number 5, she said A or C. She said A or C. Zain said A. Let's find. This rule is called placement. Or this skill is called placement. He said to make this paragraph most logical, sentence 2. Where is sentence 2? I have to highlight it. No, this 3. This 2. It's underlined. Okay. Sometimes it's not going to underline it for you. Should be placed. Okay. Just to know where I'm going to place this sentence, I have to read it carefully and find the keywords. He said routine medical inspections became customary, traditional. Means I have something related to the medical inspection before. And hospitals were built throughout Europe to treat the sick. Okay. So the sentence before, I must talk about procedures. Procedures. Okay. If I'm going to go to A, where it's now, let's look before. He said the cause of plague is Yersinia pestis, a bacterium spread by fleas on rodent, and it's the same culprit behind one of the worst pandemic in human history. the Black Death, but he doesn't talk about what are the processes. Okay, well, after the Black Death eventually swept through this one relate to number three. They are together. So this actually is putting in the wrong place. So it's not A. It's not A. Okay. Can I put it before sentence one? Let's find after, because this is going to be related to after. And as I told you, if it's going to be an introduction, so it's related to the conclusion. Okay. Here he said the cause of plague is. No, he doesn't talk about procedures also that happen here. And here he said 14th century Venice order mandated isolation period named Quarantana Gurini or quarantine in English to signify the 40 days. No, no, it's not B. Okay, after sentence three, here, after this one, the Black Death eventually swept through Europe and wiped out about 200 million people. So because of that routine medical inspection, okay, as a result is related to this or this. It forced authority to institute health measures. No, it must be after this one, not in the middle. So it's not C also. It mustn't be in the middle because the Black Death starts spreading. So the authority institute health measures. So when they institute health measures, what did that remain in place today? So it's something related tradition. What happened? Routine medical inspection became customary, and hospitals were built throughout Europe to treat the sick. So it's gonna be here. Then after that, he said 14th century Venice ordered mandated isolation period. That relate. So it's better to be D. Clear, Malak?
Yes, clear.
Clear, Zain?
Yes, clear.
Okay, a new rule, a new skill. Number 6. Okay, for number 6, I have now both. There's someone change. Zain change. Malak said C, and Zain, he started with A, then he changed to C. Okay, so both of you in number 6 is right. What this skill is? This is pronoun, antecedent, agreement. Pronoun, antecedent, agreement. Ah, pronoun actually started from KG, and I know them. The sight words that the teacher gave it to me in KG 1, 2, and 3. The after that, I start taking them as a rule. I know all of them, but just wait. Me tell me the differences between them, the choices here. I know that you got them wrong, right? And you know them well. But let's find the difference because I told you we are explaining from the beginning. There, there relate to places. They are, it's a subject pronoun followed by a verb. There is a possessive pronoun. This is a demonstrative pronoun. And it can be demonstrative adjective. What's the difference between demonstrative pronoun, demonstrative adjective? This will not come actually in EST, but just to tell you an information that will be helpful for you with the school. This, if it come after it a noun, if it come after it a noun or come alone at the end of the sentence, it's a demonstrative adjective. If it come after it a verb, this is, so it will be demonstrative pronoun. Okay, now let's find the part. Wait, he write before it for, and for is a preposition. And Dr. Tamer, many times in the basics, you said that after preposition, no subject verb. After preposition must come the object of the preposition. And the object of the preposition, it must be a noun or a pronoun. No subject and verb. So thank you. Cancel B. Cancel B. Because this subject verb, it will not come after after the preposition. Okay? Here he said labor. Can I say their labor? No, because they're mentioned places. Now, I'm between their labor and this labor, and both of them can be accepted. But that depends. Do we have plural antecedent or singular antecedent? Okay, let's read. It said feudalism was a medieval system that empowered wealthy nobles to grant the use of their land to peasants in exchange for labor. Labor of what? Peasants. So thank you. It's plural there. Number 7. Go on. Number 7 is repeated. Number 7 is a skill that is repeated. I got the answer from Zain. Waiting for Malik. Okay. Now I have two different answers. A and C. Zain said C, Malik said A. Okay, again, what the skill is? Word choice. The same skill of the first question. Word choice. I do remember that I told you, take care, that we're going to choose according to exaggeration, formal, and these things. Okay, let's find the word. Leverage, to raise something up. It's positive and it's very formal. Alternative, it's positive. Strength, positive and formal. Investment, positive. Oh my God, all of them positive. Let's look here to find which one is right. I'm going to take from the beginning of the sentence. He said, by wiping out a huge swath of the working population means that they die. The Black Death created a labor shortage that give peasant, the farmer, the what? To negotiate. All of them positive, and it can be. So they give them the power or the raising to negotiate. Alternative, no. No, because we didn't talk about anything that is alternative. Strength, it can be. Investment, no. We're not talking about investment. So now it can be strength or leverage. It can be strength or leverage. And these are your answers, both of you. To new working terms. Wait. Strength is going to be given. Strength is going to be given to something that happened. But new means that to raise, to support it. Effectively bringing about the end of serfdom and paving the way for modern capitalism. So it's better to say leverage. Clear, Zain?
It's clear.
Okay. So Malik got it right, Zain. Okay, for the next session, I want you to solve homework from number 8 till number 11. From number 8 till number 11. Then later in the next session, we're going to take a whole passage to be solved by you first before my explanation. So now we start step by step. We revise how many skills today? We revise 6 skills. Word choice in 2 questions, relative clause in 1, the verb forms in 1, punctuation in 1, placement in 1, pronoun antecedent in 1. Any question that you want to ask?
No.
No.
Okay, you can leave. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mister.
Goodbye.